It's always like your birthday with a package from China, so let's go. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video I want to take a close look at the HD 4K TV game box. Yeah, that's a mouthful, I can say that. But mostly intrigued to buying and to review it here is the controllers. They come with a quite interesting ones. Then we do have like this weird looking dongle slash game system. They call this like the HD4 TV game box. It's always like very interesting, call this 4K, but what they try to say is like basically it supports 4K televisions. Or that is, let's put it this way, you can play on 4K television, but it's absolutely not 4K. But let's take a close look what's inside the box. Okay, so this is what we're going to get inside the box. We're going to get ourselves the toilet paper user manual. But I must say, like, they did have some instruction how everything works and what it can play or what it should play, what it says here in the manual, up to play stage 1. And it supports a maximum of 128 GB of a storage device. This is basically the game system itself. Yeah, it's kind of a weird fat dongle. It comes also with an extension cable, or better said, like, yeah, this is something we're just going to need. The micro USB. And this basically for powering on. There is no, let's say, an external, like say, power device with it, like a 5-volt charger. I'm going to use this for once. You can also get yourself like some juice from the television, if the television will basically support that. And of course the dongle itself, because the dongle is needed. And we're only having like one USB connection. So there's only one kind of a dongle that fits in here. It's the original USB one. And yeah, the only thing that we can do is like play with the two controls that came with it, but also you can maybe upgrade that one in the future. But seeing the controllers, this really intrigued me. I really like when they bring something new to the market, and this is absolutely something new. So we do get two controllers, and yeah, the first thing I've noticed, like, they're not super, let's say, lightweighted. They got a very strange form factor. They come with two analog joysticks. There is no rubber grip on it like a plastic profile. It's not giving you the best grip. 4 buttons need to be the D-pad. Feel okay. The ABXY, but I do notice like with the buttons, the ABXY, they got like these very long travel ones. Select, start, mode, and CZ button. So this controller is packed with a lot of different buttons. Something is like surprisingly like on and off switch over here, but they still work on 2 AAA batteries. But then overall, let's plug it in. I'm very curious how this will play, because first impression is not really bad. I'm going to use the extension cable. So here you can see like I have this old television that still has the, let's say, the HDMI connection that is very deep inside the monitor itself, so I cannot even like plug it in. Another thing is like if you have like multiple ports at the side, you will cover up one of them because this thing is way too big. So when it comes to this, man, I really hate these weird fat dongles. But let's take a close look at the menu. And I can say like this is the new generation of systems because the menus are not that like horrible, or they look not horrible like the previous ones we've reviewed here. So let's take a close look at the features. Okay guys, so this is the menu, and I must say, like, when you're looking at it closely, it's not that great. Nowadays we do have like the list, the class, favorite, history, and the search option. I don't know what this controller is doing over there, but I'm guessing that this was like the position where we need to have like screenshots or a movie. But seems to be nothing is doing over there if we're going to switch between the games. Okay, so here we're going to get the list itself. I'm not going to do a quick scroll like to the full list. It's absolutely like freaking annoying. Let's see if we can scroll through it. But you can see like everything is messed up. Street Fighter 1, Street Fighter 3, the Last Blade. Sometimes we do have these weird names. And by pressing the shoulder buttons R1 and L1 we can move through the list very quickly. But there is quite a long delay of a couple of seconds. And oh man, searching through this is absolutely like a nightmare. So what is great that we do have like category systems. So here we have MAME, Famicom, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Classic Color, Mega Drive, and PlayStation 1 and Super Famicom. So these are the 8 systems that are compatible with this stick, or game box, game stick. We don't have favorites, we don't have an history, and then we do have like the search option. So let's take a close look at this, because I'm curious how this freaking thing works. Because I see there's nothing moving. What the hell? Alright, so let's start up a game, and the first game with the try was Breakers. It says game enter, please wait, and after that it doesn't work. You know, okay, let's try another one. Let's see what happens now. Okay, there's something happening, or are we going to get error every single time? Okay, so even this bloody thing has some weird names. But everything seems to be booting up. Oh man! Okay, so I just basically removed the TF card or the SD card. I wanted to see what happens then because I tried to boot up a couple of games and nothing seems to be working at all. So let's re-enter the SD card and let's see what happens then because somehow there is no freaking game I can boot up. Okay, so that's quite interesting. We do have a quick load and quick save option. Okay, but what you need to take into consideration, there are sadly no save slots. So this means if you go into the menu, you press save game, you can choose, press mode again, and you can basically load. That's basically how it works. A little bit of a bummer that they just give you one slot for each freaking game. Okay, so where I had some issues with this freaking SD card and there was no picture showing up. It was like an issue of the freaking SD card. Now we're going to a different game. We do get sometimes some, let's say, pictures, but it's better than nothing, of course. But let's try some games and let's see how it runs on this device because I'm really curious now. It finally works. It's maybe me, but I do get the idea that it runs a little bit slow. But I wanted to try out, let's see how the controller seems to be working. Everything has been configured correctly. So the first thing we're going to try, let's see what the right joystick does. See, that is something they also mess up with the freaking handhelds. Okay. So the analog stick is absolutely garbage. Like, I don't like it at all. It's too sturdy. You don't have a lot of grip on it. Okay, let's try the freaking D-pad. So I can say like the controller's absolutely garbage, but when it comes to running the games, it seems to be running just fine. But still we have the widescreen stuff going on and there's nothing to do about it so far I can see. Wow. I don't know what's going on with this bloody thing, but everything runs so freaking slow. Boop, boop, boop. This is really crappy crap from China again. I shit my pants, I'm going to cry in corner and to like this stuff again. Oh man, come on, how can you freaking mess it up, man? Come on, it's freaking NES. Alright, so having Game Boy Classic games stretched to the maximum level and including some widescreen. And also this runs like shit. Well, at least the title. Yeah. Like, it runs like crap. Same, yep. Some games run slightly better than the other one, but also the Sega Genesis runs way too slow. Oh boy, this is really bad. Yeah, when it comes to the animation and stuff like that, it runs very well. But the audio, man, the audio. Alright, so it's freaking unbelievable. And finally we do have one freaking system that seems to be running just fine. I'm pressing the wrong button because everything is messed up, but... So you can see like when it comes to these devices, it's going to be like a freaking mix. Sometimes you find like a lot of systems that run very well and in the end you don't find any at all. And in this case we do have the Super Famicom that seems to be running just fine. Another thing I've noticed, like the range of these controls are like really horrible. I like holding them like 1 meter from the television and they're like having a lot of issues. You can just notice there's a delay in the controls. No, it's okay. But yeah, so that's what comes with the Super Famicom. Mega Drive runs just still very slow, and yeah, especially when it comes to the audio. But this is a very good thing. Okay, so for the PlayStation part, I just wanted to try 2 games simply because to see like how it runs. So the first game is Darius, a 2-dimensional shooter. It's quite demanding, but if the thing is capable of running PlayStation 1, it at least needs to be like just a basic shmup. Yeah, so far you can see it seems to be running just fine. So that's pretty cool. But then again, it's such a weird thing that we have like the older system that doesn't run well, but when you're looking at the PlayStation 1, it seems to be running just fine. Let's make a quick save. Let's see what happens now. Okay, the audio comes back. But when you get into the three-dimensional stuff, this is what we're going to get. Extremely slow speed games. And that's such a bummer, you know, like, it's in my opinion just unplayable this way. Running like what, 30 FPS, maybe 20. Alright guys, so absolutely garbage, but I just wanted to see what is in the inside. So let's remove the SD card. I wanted to show you this. I don't know what they're using, but I think it's in Kingston or something like that, but somehow it's already like, or it's a very old card. Let's see if I can basically like get myself through the shell. That's something I try to find an opening and just crack this baby open. Nope, doesn't work. I can tell you, like, it's just really a pain in the butt to get this thing open. But I just wanted to do this teardown for you guys, because I know like a lot of you really love it. So the first thing that we're going to get is already like some not familiar chip, or absolutely not for me. So we do have like this V500 chip that I personally never seen before in one of these devices. Then we get like the RAM chip over here, I'm saying it correctly. And I'm guessing this is the storage of the flash chip. But in the end, the specifications, I will look it up just to see what are we going to get and if I can find any information about it. But when it comes to cooling, it's absolutely garbage. There is no cooling whatsoever. It's just a PCB inside of a case. Let's remove these very tiny screws. There are 3 of them, if I can see over here. And yeah, this construction is absolutely very strangely and garbage. Well, I must say, like, I did a lot of... There went my screwdriver. But I didn't need to have like a lot of effort like ripping this thing apart. And not to forget the last one over here. Alright, so let's put that thing over here. Let's rip this thing out. Let's see what's underneath it. I'm almost forgetting a screw or not. No, I just don't want to get out. There it is. Alright, so here at the back. It's quite interesting. We do have another chip. This is the wind bond chip itself. So when you're looking at the configuration, it's quite interesting. There is nothing to say that this is an old Android stick or this is just a brand new product. Let's see, this thing has been made in 2021. So when I picked it up, it was already some time old. But this is basically what we're going to get with this device. It's nothing really special. But yeah, what you expect for the money you're paying for it. But it also explains why this bloody thing has such a poor performance. Okay, so I briefly want to take a close look, or better said, like a better look at the tiny Kingston or this old Kingston SD card. Like, look how like weird out it is. And I'm guessing this isn't a real original one, but this is like a reused one or something like that. Look at the contacts are. Here the contacts are completely like rubbish. You see, like this is also maybe the reason why at the first place it didn't like read the card correctly. The 4K HD TV game box. I must say that I was excited to unbox it and test it out here on the channel. But after this review, I can say like this is absolutely a piece of garbage. The controllers are okay. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of this. Like, the design, it's something new. They have enough buttons for playing PlayStation 1 and it had so much potential. But when you're looking at the game stick, this is absolutely like horrendous. Like, there are so many problems with this thing. When it comes to the menu, up to the emulation, it's freaking like garbage. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing. Hit that little bell, become a Wicked family. And we'll see you in the next video.